Greetings from Seattle. Hey, it's Del Rey, and I'm glad to see you back for number 4 of 4 of Boogie Woogie Guitar. Today our topic is Boogie Woogie Guitar in the key of C. Here's what I like to do. Let's see if I can do that better. One more time. So, a couple of things you can do with your bass in C. So, that main one that I think is the coolest and most interesting thing, it's an Albert Ammons riff, who's a great piano player from the grand era of Boogie Woogie. He has lots of ideas. We can't do them all on guitar, but this is one we can. So, in the C chord, here's your normal thing on C if you want the rock and roll. You go from the 5 of the chord, that's the G, up to the 6 of the chord, that's the A. But if you add, we're going down from the E, E flat, back to E, up to F. And you do those two things together, and you get this. And it has a nice kind of little thing to it. And then I'm putting in getting the double C. Also, what happens with that, normally my downbeat is always my thumb going down on the bass strings. In this particular riff, the thumb is the upbeat. So the time is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And then I'm going to walk down in octaves on the bottom. No, yeah, octave, then D on the top, B flat on the bottom, D sharp on the top, A on the bottom, up to E on the top, and G on the bottom. Or you can E. I usually do it there. You can have it on the top too. Then when we get to the F, one of my favorite F riffs is coming up with the bottom. So that's F, G, G sharp, A. And on here, I'm going to finger that a little bit differently so it's movable. Hold on one second. There we go. If we finger it like that, then it's everywhere. See what I'm saying? If I use those open strings, then it's only good enough. So let's learn it with, if you get this under your fingers and with this fingering, then you can do it everywhere. So straight across, double F. I've got a D sharp on the bottom, G on the bottom, G sharp on the top, G on the bottom. Then I've got G sharp and D on the top. And then I'm going to take my, what is it? C here, and my A, instead of playing it open, I'm going to play it there. So, okay, because now it's movable. got that walk anywhere in any key, including the flat keys, okay? So here's the top. Or it's actually how I'm fingering it. I would suggest little finger in second, first finger in second, first finger's on the top string, and then little finger on the top, back again. I think that's the best fingering, okay? So the way that looked was... And another thing I like to do there, if you want to make it a little bit less complicated but still really move, you can just take your F bass up in octaves. So that's double F on your 6th string and your 4th string. What's cool about that, notice it's not. That sounds very square, but you want to walk up so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Also notice the spider effect on this left hand. That spidery effect actually has, if you can't get that boom, bop, you get a little pop because you're leading that finger down a little bit longer, that 4th finger, 4th string finger is popping up. So that's really, that little spidery thing, it's not just for show. And that bass movement is useful everywhere. That's one of the ways that guitarists can make their bass just a little bit fatter, more like a piano. So moving around in octaves, if you get that under your hand on both 6 and 4, and 5 and 3. There it is on C, there it is on F. Okay, so both of those are really good ways to move around. And if you get that spideriness under your hand, it feels good, that little walk to it. And then when we get to the G, what did I do? I did, firstly, you know I'm all about the chromatic. I'm not that creative, really. I like to just get right next to it and go down one next to it, another one. So up. So you've got or, same, but it sounds pretty nice when you have it tight together in the bass. So but up. I think that badop thing adds a lot to your to it not sounding stiff. And one. So a lot of that's the lift. I think of it as the lift in the time. So things like once you get this under your hand, you can of course do that on the G. Say that shape. Where's it? Even a little easier because you don't have to go back to get the one note on the top. It's an open G instead of in C you have to grab that. But that's one of my favorite things that I figured out recently, and now you know all my secrets. 4 parts. That's all it took, really, 4 parts. So thanks so much. It's been fun doing these lessons for you, and it's been fun hearing your comments and feedback. And if you have anything else to say, please email me, delray@delrayplays.com. And thank you so much for your tips as well. You've been keeping me in tempeh bacon for weeks now, and I super appreciate it. There's a link to tip me if you enjoy this lesson and you have the means. Please do. And stay safe. Don't lay off yet. Stay home and play your guitar. All right. Bye.